This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jack puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jackson's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
Why don't we ever have the best? It's always the worst. I mean, there's some good discussion this week that you could have wrapped into this, but you've already sold it as this is the Jimmy segment.
There's so much sports talking on the show. I thought we would get some funny moments and maybe bring up the program a little bit. And for those yesterday, Schubert came out with the line. Did he just say
bring up the program a little bit? Is that a backhanded compliment, Ron? Wow,
the Rook. The segment might get taken away very quickly.
Yeah, Shu, what are you doing 3:15 on Friday?
Wow,
okay. I could bring back my baseball segment.
Yeah,
with the baseball segment, we could do that.
Oh, okay. All right, Jax, let's bring up the show, buddy.
All right, so Jimmy B's not here, so this whole segment dedicated to Jimmy B.
We'll email to him.
Yeah, and Jimmy B had a tough day yesterday, and it all started when he walked in the building wearing yet another ugly shirt, and Rock called him out for it. A little spiral here, as you'll see throughout the next 4 clips.
We have a brand new promo that's airing on the station. It has to do with your shirt that you wore the other day.
Yeah, the one that you really liked.
We may have to redo that promo.
This one is not.
I give you shirts to wear with logos on them. Why don't you wear them?
I do wear them.
I mean, you can wear them more than once.
I wore them 2 days, and they're dirty, so
they're in the wash. Same shirt twice?
I didn't wash them. No, I wore the short sleeve and then the long sleeve.
Okay, so I got to get you for Christmas some more shirts.
Rex, can you describe his shirt to the listeners out there that may not know what Jimmy's wearing?
You know, if you live in certain parts of the valley, a lot of your trees right now are growing oranges. You know, the really big oranges.
Bright
oranges. So he's got a nice orange shirt, which you can see on our YouTube page right now, as well as Facebook and Twitter.
Extremely orange.
Yeah. You're lucky, Chris, back there at the iHeartRadio headquarters. You don't have to see this, but man.
It's okay, Jimmy.
It's what it is, boys.
It works
Is
somewhere.
That Puma?
Here's the deal.
You wear Puma at 70 plus?
When you're an old rat like me, you get lost from time to time, and so you can tell people, look for the guy with the bright shirt.
Well, it goes with your hair coloring that you
too.
Use. Yeah.
Rock, I think the stripes are worse than the color, don't you?
What?
And it's like kind of see-through, like that mesh material.
Hey, when you
is that Puma?
When you got guns, you show them.
It's Puma, isn't it?
Where they at?
Puma shirt.
You can break them out. It's okay to break them out.
I said Puma 6 times.
Right,
and I never got a response.
Never. No.
Because, Ricky Fowler orange is what it was.
Sure.
And I was just like, people in their 70s, 80s do not wear Puma. They just don't. And he's wearing a Puma shirt.
How about the Rook taking a shot at him?
I like it.
Wow,
I like it.
Jax, look at you over there.
It's just so easy, Manuch.
It is.
Layup throughout the years. But this next one, again, Jimmy B continues to go on. He's got more moments. This is all from yesterday's show.
Jeez.
He's a hardworking man. He's retired, but he says that he's not retired because the amount of hours that he puts into the show.
I'm up and down the field. I'm here. And I'm, Jimmy, are you doing it for 12 hours at a time?
I'm doing it on the tennis court. I'm doing it on the golf course. I walk a lot of 9 holes on the golf course. I'm in the
Slacker.
gym. Can't go 18. That's all I have time for.
Using the cart, Jimmy?
You retired. You have a 3-hour radio show.
Yeah, it's
3 hours.
It's difficult.
You don't do any of the prep.
I
you don't do any of the lineup. You don't do any of the sound.
And he has Fridays off. He's got Fridays off.
He's got Fridays off.
I
show up. You work what? What's 3 times 4? 12 hours you work.
Oh, come on. A week. It's about 10, give or take.
Oh, travel.
Yeah,
all right.
You remember.
Travel, that's another hour. He works 12 hours a week.
He's trying to justify.
And he can't squeeze in 18. And he lives in Salt Lakes. I mean, all those courses are all executive, right?
Well,
they're all
exactly.
short and small, you know.
5,000 yards max.
You can play 18 in 2 hours.
Yeah,
well, the orange shirt, like I mentioned, the previous clip before it got to his brain. Rock was trying to quiz him on something, and he kind of lost his train of thought. So here's a 3rd out of 5 clips from Jimmy B.
The Houston Rockets, and I'm hoping that Jimmy's going to be able to answer this because he was working at this time, didn't get their name because of the NASA Space Center there.
Mm-hmm.
They actually started as the blank Rockets in 1967. Come on, Jimmy, don't let me down on this one.
Houston blank Rockets.
No,
They weren't. No, they weren't.
They
the
actually
Rockets.
started as another team, another
Well,
city.
Denver had the Rockets' name.
They relocated to Houston in '71, and they kept the name.
There you go. That's it.
What's
What's
what?
that?
Well, I just gave you. Denver used to be.
But that's not it.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy, you confused us.
I
God,
did.
Where'd you go?
sometimes,
I was
man,
confused.
I don't know how you
Clearly.
you work so hard.
I
Where'd you
do.
go there?
Clearly.
I put serious effort in.
Come back to the show.
I put serious effort
Woo,
in.
let's put you, we need to put you on a
Well,
rocket.
I remember the San Diego Conquistadors of the ABA.
Okay, well, it's good to know that you know that.
I remember that.
Totally.
But
That is your random senseless usage. Did you know fact today by Jimmy?
Jimmy B,
B.
you don't get to
You know.
you don't get the bill this hour. This hour doesn't count this week for the 12th.
Thank you.
11.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
This was.
I'm taking a break.
Jimmy, where did you go there for about 3 or 4 minutes?
I was good. I told you.
This was a
that
bad hour,
Denver
Jimmy
was
B.
called
This
the
was a
Rockets.
bad hour.
He got killed.
I love it.
He
Schubert
got
gets in
killed.
there, too. Oh my goodness! And he's not done yet. Jimmy
there's
B
more?
again. When I was listening this back,
man.
I'm now starting. Those listeners that listen to the show every day, 1 to 4 on Rock Community with Jimmy B, you'll start to get some, cues or some things that Jimmy likes to do often, and one of those being he likes to one up whoever he's talking with.
Yes, so
this
true.
time, this clip, he's trying to one up Rock. Take a listen.
Rock, did you say you actually attended that game? I would have loved.
Yeah, I did when I was younger. Yeah,
Was it? It had to
JFK
be-
Stadium. It's called JFK Stadium there.
Yep,
in,
it was.
in Philadelphia. Yeah,
I was-
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I
Did
lived
you
there.
broadcast the game there? Jimmy?
I did a USFL game from Franklin Field in Philly.
Jimmy, we're asking the Army Navy game.
Yes, I know. I did not
lived.
do an Army-Navy game.
I lived in Franklin Field for a year
Did you really?
because I was an intern for the University of Penn,
Yes.
and that's where they put us.
Yes.
How do you know? We mean yes. I mean,
Yes, because I find it interesting when you
another
do
bad hour.
something like
Another
that.
bad hour for Jimmy B.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yes. I gotta tell you, Shu, your little drops, man, really make it. It's funnier.
There was one. There was one I didn't have yesterday, and I think it's in the last clip, or it was in the previous clip, and I cut it. But he talks about how something about killing, and I almost jumped in and said, "Yeah, you killed the show today," but I didn't. I held up.
Well, the final clip, and this is about the recap of all of yesterday's show. And through all of that you've just listened, maybe you can give your own grade about how Jimmy B did. Well, he thought he did well.
Yeah, he did.
Say,
I think Jimmy thinks he did well.
It was in this one.
Well,
I'm sure he would grade
He's
his
gonna go
performance
home.
very highly. Yes, but
I thought I was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go back,
Yeah.
and Kimmy's gonna be like,
2 minutes.
"How's your day?" And you're like, "I had a really good show."
I
today."
killed it.
Jimmy could grade us. We could have a horrible day. He'll give us a B plus. He'll give us a B plus.
What he's given us is great material for Jackson's Rewind tomorrow at 3:15. That's what he's given us. But we also found
over
out
under 3.5 clips of Jimmy B in tomorrow's rewind.
over
3.5.
over. I mean, you're making Jack's job so much easier.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Good stuff, guys.
Oh, it was pretty easy.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I
too
mean,
bad. That's good stuff.
I mean, he got off. We didn't even put any Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday show in there because we only got 10 minutes to do the recap. So, but yesterday he was on fire.
Yeah. I told Jimmy, don't go to the light. Do not go to the light, man. In reference to Poltergeist. He wandered off there for about a second or two.
Yeah. So, Shu, what would you grade Jimmy's performance yesterday? How many hours? Ducked off?
He's given us so much material. How do you not give him like a B plus? Just
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
his segment's so great.
just- I mean, the best stuff for the next
sure.
2 weeks. I mean, it's all going to be just Jimmy B. Best stuff.
Oh,
How great is that going to be?
Oh, that's a good.
The
belly
problem,
laugh.
though, we got to move it to Thursdays or something because Jimmy's off on Fridays because we're not allowed to work him more than 12 hours.
Yeah.
So he doesn't work
He's a
on
busy
Friday.
guy.
Yeah. So how do we? I mean, do we bring it on Mondays? I mean, what do we do? Because he needs to defend himself because it's going to add more material.
Should we replay the rewind?
I was gonna say if he defends himself, it's got to be 2 segments of the show, right? Let's
Yeah,
extend
we
it.
can't.
Fan favorite.
He doesn't have to defend himself. That might make it worse.
I just want to know what he's going to say.
Just sit and listen, Jimmy. Just sit and listen.
Just sit back, keep your seatbelt on, and everything will be fine.
That's it.
And what people don't realize, we're poking fun at Jimmy, but he's got more experience than all of us.
Oh yeah, he
collectively.
does.
He's called more pro basketball games, NFL games, hockey games, college games than anyone I know.
And he's got
I
the
mean,
stories. He's got the stories.
So of
But
course he's
that's
gonna
what gets him in trouble.
I
That's
know.
what gets him
I know.
in trouble because he's called 4,000 sporting events. He's always got a story, and he sets himself up for all of this
he
stuff.
does. I
If
mean,
he didn't call the game at Franklin, wherever it
Franklin
was, that
Field.
clip never happens. It never
Yeah.
happens.
the Eagles played there back in the 60s. Yeah, and he called that game.
He sets us up for the clips. That's for sure.
Oh, that's where the Penn relays. By
Yeah,
the way,
we're watching those.
Yeah, but anyway, always fun with Jax. And his rewind. Hey, next week, next Thursday, we are giving away those 5 TVs right in time before the holidays, and you still can sign up now to register. We don't spam you or anything. All you gotta do is text Peaks to 59925. That's Peaks to 59925. Standard message and data rates do apply. 5 65-inch big screens we're giving away next Thursday. We will be live from the Tempe location, and we're going to just randomly select 5 numbers, and I'm going to call you direct and say, hey, you just got one of your TV. You just won a 65-inch TV courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. By far one of the best contests we've ever done to give away 5 65-inch big screens before the holidays is huge. So we're pretty excited about that. No Sean next?
No, he is signed
Okay.
up doing a St. Jude's event.
Oh,
there in
good for
Houston.
him.
Yeah.
We'll get more into what's going on with Ohtani. If you have not heard, there is, as Shu would say, a sword fight between some pretty prominent baseball
source fight.
source fight.
Not
Well, it's sword too. You could say it's a sword fight, but it's a source fight.
The source of the swords is rattling right now.
All right.
Now, wait a minute. That would make it better.
Yeah,
that
the
would
Jimmy
make it better.
B
A
stuff
sword
is-
fight.
It's just kind of
He's wearing off on you, Rock?
spilling onto me.
Like I wore off on you for 19 years.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. It's pretty interesting if you haven't heard of Ohtani to the Blue Jays, but not so fast. So we'll dive into that as we continue on. Also, we'll give you our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, which